last semester in college?
Dog, I'm telling you right now, 9 times out of 10 it was my stinking ass because I have literally the worst concept of technology ever.
It's all right.
Just so you know, I just started recording because fucking why not banter, banter,
Yeah,
banter,
it's cool.
banter.
It's
Oh
cool.
man.
Tiger's time.
Oh,
Tiger's time.
old man Wade, talk about 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 he's an old man, old ass man, with his old ass, old man Wade ain't nothing to fuck with. Old man Wade might stump a cunt quick. Don't call old man Wade a punk bitch, cause he'll kung fu kick you in the dick. Old man Wade ain't nothing to fuck with. Old man Wade might stump a cunt quick. Don't call old man Wade a punk bitch, cause he'll kung fu kick you in the dick.
Congratulations, old man Wade, for you were victorious by way of swift kick to the dick.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Old Man Wade Show. I am your host, the God of Stumble, the Lord of Laughter, Old Man Wade, and I'm here by they, them, the man, the myth, the person, the myth, the legend, Dee Dee Collins. What's going on?
Hey, what's good, man? What's good?
Can I tell you that I work with someone who happens to be non-binary, and it's actually helped a lot because pronouns for me are just like it's difficult, man. Like it's something new for me, but I've come to realize that the best bet for me just use the person's name.
Yeah, I mean, at least you're making an effort, man. I still got motherfuckers in my family who just refuse, and they wonder why they never hear from me.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Like, oh wait, you disrespect me, you're not trying, and then I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I'm cool.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, I'm sure my grandma's no longer here. I'm pretty sure she ain't happy about that. But there's a lot of family I stopped talking to after the funeral. Like, oh hey, the head of Vultron is no longer here with us. So I don't have to fuck with you anymore, nigga.
All right. Let me write down. The head of Vultron is no longer here as titles that I may use. So what's going on? How are you? And first off, let me just say thank you because this has been a very like hectic week for me. Like just shit going on with my job, shit going on in just life, and so I've had to flake a couple times, and this isn't even the first week that I flaked with this stuff. So I appreciate you just being like considerate and understanding. You know what I mean? And I know you're gonna be like it's okay, but I just want to let you know that I appreciate it.
Hey man, it's you. You're good people, man. So I don't mind that. And if the Navy has taught me anything, it's hurry up and wait.
Considering the conversation we've had before about your time in the Navy, fuck them.
Yeah, exactly. I do miss them checks.
I mean,
I miss the checks. I miss the port visits and maybe the uniform. Because I seen their new working uniforms. I'm like, hey, we had the digital camels. I don't know what the fuck this shit is. It's like y'all can blend in with some AstroTurf.
wait a minute. Are you? Never mind. I'm not. Nope. Not
Oh no, you got the ass now. Nope, no, out with it. Out with it.
No.
Out with it. Out with it. Please, pretty please. I said pretty please, nigga. Come on.
So, the digital camo is the dumbest fucking thing.
What? I mean, you're right, but I loved it. I loved that working uniform, and I'm mad as hell I didn't. Oh wait, yeah, there was a reason why I couldn't keep it. Shout out to anyone who's in the Navy. If you're about to get out, I hope you got money saved up because they gave me enough to like get my flight home, and that was it. Like no baggage check money, nothing. I had to sell my uniforms off, so I was mad about that.
I've heard from friends who were Marines how they do them, and I'm just like, thanks for fighting for our country and possibly risking your life. Now, fuck off.
Fuck off. Pretty much, yeah.
So before we get into some serious topics, I have a fun game I'd like to play. I didn't tell you the name of the game. I played this game on a future episode of the Culture Comic Book News podcast, which should be coming out next week. The name of the game is Sex habits of comic book characters.
Oh no.
I am going to give you something that I think they're into. You have to decide what comic book character it is. Now,
Oh dear God.
since you're not super versed with comic book characters, I'm not going to give you any of the really difficult ones. So I'll definitely give you ones that you've seen in movies.
All right.
Okay. We'll start off a little easy. Okay. This Marvel Comics solo superhero who has been on teams is an undercover freak, probably has sex on top of buildings all the time.
Daredevil.
You said the same thing that both my co-hosts said. No, the correct answer is Spider-Man.
Which one we talking about, though?
Oh, Peter. I feel like Peter
Really, Peter?
I think Peter be putting it down.
It's not a Ben Riley thing?
Nah, I think I don't know if Ben Riley's actually had sex.
Yeah, I haven't read any of his comics yet. I haven't been fucking with Peter either. Not since the last Spider-Man series. Like, I'm a Miles Morales fan.
Oh,
Always
Miles Morales
have
is
been.
that dude.
Yeah.
He's absolutely
Yeah.
that dude.
Same thing for Miss Marvel. No disrespect to the other Marvels. It's all about Miss Marvel for me.
Yeah, Kamala Khan. Like she's gonna be a star. She's already a star, but she's gonna be one of like the premier like characters, especially after the Disney
The
Plus
Marvel series, yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm worried about. Like Miss Marvel and Ironheart, I'm worried about those two. I know, like everything else, I'm sure they're gonna knock it out of the park, but I'm hella worried about these two. Like, I love these fucking characters. Do not fuck them up. But hey, it's Marvel. Like, you know, other than Dark World and Guardians Volume 2, they haven't really disappointed me yet.
I'm trying to find the writer's name. So, if I'm not mistaken, the show will be written by someone of Arab or Muslim descent, which I think is fantastic because it should be someone who actually knows the culture. So
Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm absolutely with it. I think this is that's one of the reasons I believe it's gonna succeed is because they have the right people behind it who could do the character. Like the Echo series that's coming out, the actress playing
Yes.
Echo is going to be deaf, which I was like, that's fucking dope. Deaf and indigenous. So that's
Hell yeah.
two hits on that.
Which reminds me, I know you got like another question what that was.
Yeah.
Like, I just started playing catch up with a bunch of comics, and yeah, Miles Morales. Like, I got all the trades or whatever, and the recent Miss Marvel joints by what's that cat's name? Is it Solomon? I'm sorry.
Solomon Amin, I believe.
Yeah,
His run.
I think
I don't want to spoil anything, but his run has been phenomenal on a lot of
Oh,
levels.
I bet. And I got tired of everyone bragging about X-Men, so I went and got like the first two Jonathan Hickman joints.
Oh yeah.
Because I was reading what the recent was it Volume 1 or of Champions, like Outlawed, and they mentioned Krakoa. I'm like, yo, I need to get this shit.
Yo, do yourself a favor, buy Powers of X and House of X. Because
It's Powers of X? Okay.
There's Powers of
those
X.
are the ones I need to get.
Yeah, Powers of X and House of X. They will explain everything that happened with Krakoa. It's something else, man. I really do think you'll thoroughly enjoy it.
But should I still keep the the two Jonathan Hickman joints I got from what? I think Volume 1 and Volume 2 from last year?
Yes, absolutely, because that's
Okay.
That's right on the heels of everything that happened with House and Powers of X.
All right. Hit me with question 2.
All right. This DC Comics psychotic probably doesn't have sex, and mostly because he's crazy and doesn't have any pleasure sensory in his penis.
Oh, shit.
This is a DC Comics villain.
It's like I could say Joker, but something tells me he might be freaky. So I was like, damn, who can I go with? Riddler would probably be fucking. I'm just gonna say Calendar Man, since I've been seeing him pop up in everything recently.
You should have went with your first instinct. The answer actually is Joker.
Oh shit!
because I know one of the things he has he has nerve ending issues. It's one of the reasons he can take as many hits as he can. It like doesn't seem like he feels it because he has nerve ending issues. So there's that.
Reminds me of the villain in was it Tomorrow Never Dies or The World Is Not Enough? The dude who couldn't feel anything.
I should, you know, it's funny. It's one of the few Bond movies that I've seen, and I know the one you're talking about, but I can't remember which one it is.
I think it was. No, yeah. Was it Die Another Day? No, it wasn't Die Another Day. Maybe it was Die Another Day. I don't know. Fuck it. Next question.
This. Oh, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, this DC Comics woman has probably pegged more men than a little bit.
Wonder Woman.
Okay, yeah, that was
Yeah, sign me up, Jesus.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I feel that like she's not one of those like I'm forcing you to do this. I feel like she's just kind of like she knows the human body, so she's like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna be as gentle as possible, and then like when you're done, you're like, huh, okay.
Look, if she wants to really get back at the world of men, I will gladly sign up. Like, go ahead. Plus, I just read that first issue of Nubia as well.
Oh God, that was so
man. Yo, man. Well, no, I should keep that to myself.
No,
I gotta
why
see
not?
how. Well, it's like I want them to do a Nubia movie, but I gotta see what they do with Supergirl and Batgirl first.
Yeah, I feel that we're gonna see Nubia in the next Wonder Woman movie. If we don't see Nubia, I'm almost certain we're gonna see Artemis. I'm hoping we see Artemis. I love me some Artemis, but if I had to pick one of the two, I'm gonna put my personal feelings aside, and I want to see more Nubia, just because she's so new. Well, she's not even new. She's been around for fucking decades. But like that hair, and I love that she was in bed and like when she woke up, she had all that shit like wrapped up, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That shit would seem like it would be annoying as fuck, but you know, I rock the Bruce Willis, so. All right, we'll go one more before we get. We'll do two more. I'll go with 5.
Yay!
This Marvel Comics hero is totally bad at sex, but tells everyone he's great. Makes up for it by going down a lot. It's not
Deadpool. Deadpool.
Johnny Storm.
Fuck!
Yo, my best friend called Johnny Storm the ultimate. No, one of them said Johnny Storm's the ultimate fuckboy.
Yeah. God damn it.
All right, so for this last one, do you want a difficult one or an easy one?
Difficult.
All right, real difficult. Okay. Compassionate and thoughtful lover, despite his personality. Too prideful to be bad. This is a DC Comics solo. I guess anti-hero may be the word for it.
Shit.
I'll give you another hint. They have nothing to do with Batman or Superman.
Damn. See, this is why I'm starting. This is why I'm starting to read more DC comics lately.
Their character on Legends of Tomorrow.
Constantine?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was just like, you got to get this one. I feel like Constantine probably, again, my buddy said he'd be doing like magic spells in it.
Oh wow! I'm sure he had to if he was dating King Shark. Like, how does that work?
Yo, I laughed so goddamn hard when he said that. He goes, "Oh, my ex is here. You dated Harley Quinn? No, not that crazy." And then King Shark just winks. I'm like, yes. Yo, Constantine's a freak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Did they mention that they want to do a movie with Homeboy?
With Constantine to play Constantine?
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to John Wick, but like, dude owns the role. So if they do another movie, he's got to be in it.
I was pissed when they canceled the series.
Oh, shit. What was it on? Was it on It wasn't on WB, was it?
Nah, I think it was like an ABC or CBS kind of show.
Constantine on CBS?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
It was one of those shows that's funny. When I first watched it, I was like, "Oh, this is super dope." And then me and my wife were watching it, and then like that mid-season finale, and then the next day canceled. I'm like, "Fuck you guys." NBC.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, I'm still mad at him for Hannibal.
Dude, what the? All right, can we talk about how that final season was hot garbage?
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
maybe that's for the best.
First two seasons were, I'm not sure if it was 3 or 4 seasons, but that last season.
I thought there was like 3 seasons total.
Okay, so the first 2 seasons rock. And then,
oh my God, yes.
So me and the wife got to like episode 3, and I'm like, I'm tapping out. She goes, yeah, me too. And normally huh?
Oh no, you first.
No, I was just gonna say that normally we're like, all right, we'll stick through it because we got this far. We both just kind of like, nah, I'm cool.
I was starting to think that like studios, they openly say they fuck with Brian Fuller, but then you hear about the bullshit that goes on, like American Gods. Like, come on, gone after 1 fucking season?
It only went 1 season? I've heard nothing but amazing things about that.
No, I mean, I'm talking about Brian Fuller's involvement.
Oh, okay. So you know, it's actually a good segue to our next topic. But I'm not really, when it comes to movies and shows, I don't really know a lot of the creators behind it. And so I appreciate the people who actually do know who these people are, the creators, because it gives you a reason to follow them. For me, it's like comic book writers and comic book artists. If I see Brian K. Vaughan, Vita Ayala, Kelly Thompson, did I say Brian K. Vaughan?
I mean, dude's nice. Got to say it twice.
Yeah. So there are certain names Jerry Duggan, Dan Slott. So there are certain names in comic books that I see. If they're there, I'm on it. So I'm assuming that Brian Fuller is on that list of people you think should be on that list of like if they're into it.
Yeah, dude's nice. Dude's nice. I mean,
oh shit, he did that
folks.
Like me.
Yeah, I mean, shit, he's kind of involved with Star Trek Discovery, which is just fucking amazing, and I'm glad I binged it all.
Oh, nice. So,
and I'm not even the biggest Star Trek fan, but this shit is like, oh my God. It's amazing.
Is this the one on
Paramount Plus?
Okay. I knew they have that's just not a bill I'm gonna be paying.
No, dude, I bought it for a year, and I'm like, look, after like the next season of Discovery and season 2 of Picard, yeah, I'm not re-upping, like, because that's the only time I watch the shit.
Yeah, and I've gotten to the point now where like with certain, like I got rid of my Showtime. I think I got rid of Showtime. Whatever. Shameless.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, whatever Shameless is on, I got off of that. I'm just like, not really a bill.
Jesus Samaro's not enough for me.
Yo, can I tell you those who's annoying the shit out of me?
I fucking love them, but I get it.
I respect the hustle. Like, I'll never knock them, but it's like, those dudes just annoy me. And this is from someone who's openly annoying. Those dudes annoy me. But I fucks with them, though. I really do fucks with them, though. But I just...
No comment.
It's just not for me.
No comment.
All
right. But yeah, speaking of cruise and everything, what you got for me?
Since we were discussing movies and things of that nature, I think we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the IATSE strike.
Go ahead.
So, you're somebody who actually understands the movie business and things that are going on.
Ooh, not all of it.
Not all of it, but you have way more knowledge than I do. What's something, because maybe you can explain it better than I do, because I'm getting a lot of the information like secondhand. Is there anything in particular that you think people should know about? But I do actually have someone who, okay, here we go. So, someone I know who will remain nameless, who copied and posted from someone they know, said this. Wondering, because I was asking about it, I said, what's going on with everything, da da da. So, they brought. I'm sorry. Sorry for everyone listening. I'm trying to actually find the actual
They'll
thing.
be all right.
So here we go. I'll just read one of the things on there. Wondering why filmmakers aren't celebrating the deal that averts strikes? Let's do some math. And if I'm getting anything wrong, those of you who know more, please let me know, and I'll let it. We quote unquote won a universal 10-hour turnaround between calls. That means if you clock out of work at 8 p.m., the earliest you can call back in without a penalty is 6 a.m. That 10 hours includes your commute both ways, showering, eating, feeding and walking your pets, calling your mom, existing for your spouse, basically anything else in your life. They can do this to you every day without penalty. It's not much of a victory because it's already the requirement nearly everywhere. There were previous exceptions. For reference, if you work 8 hours a day, your turnaround is 16 hours. Do you have an extra 6 hours a day? There are no restrictions for the length of the day. Thus, you can work 14 hours every day without violating a 10-hour turnaround and not even change your call time. This is already common practice, except that often run past 14 hours anyway. It just move the call time forward the following day. Which they will continue to do because there are no new rules to stop it. Think that 10-hour turnarounds is tough enough after 14? Try it after 17. Hell, try it again the day after that, and the day after that. So this is just one of the stories of things that they're talking about. In the IA stories is that they're talking about, it's the film entertainment workers, for it's affecting them to build solidarity across crews and crafts. And so it's things like this that the people who work behind the scenes are talking about. You can correct me if I'm wrong, like the caterers, the key grips, the
Everybody.
yeah, like essentially everyone who's not like a big name, like the actor, producer, or the director. And you can correct me.
Pretty much, yeah.
So.
Oh.
No, go ahead. No, because again, I would like you to expand on this a little bit.
I honestly don't get it. What's going on? Like, this is common fucking sense. They're really the blood of the entire fucking production. So I don't know why you're not giving them, like, not even just this. It should be 10 times better than what they're asking for. You guys should be going like all out to cater to this crew because they put up with your bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just not fair that you're not paying them a decent. Oh, but then again, we're having this conversation / argument with all forms of like
life
work. Yeah, it's like just pay people what they're owed, and way more than that. Like hell, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I wish the strike happened. Like, sure, I would miss out on some things, and that's okay. I would be happy that they're going into work being paid out of the ass, getting the time, getting the proper amount of rest, and even getting a piece of, just a small piece of what they're creating. Wasn't that like another argument with like the writers? Was it like the writer's strike? There was supposed to be another writer's strike, something about not getting enough from Netflix. Like in terms of
that was part of it with it was part of the AI strike. Other thing, but like the writers are always on strike because they don't really. It almost feels like the writers don't really get the appreciation that's needed.
They don't.
It's not even just the writers. So when you hear certain things and you're like, oh well, the director, the producer, and the actors, that's all fine and well. They're the visual representation of a project. But there's a lot of things that go into this, and like you said, they're the blood of a film or a TV show, a documentary, or so have you. So what about like the cameramen or the camera people? So let's look at the Matrix camera. That you'd figure something like that, the person who did this would be more well known for that kind of angle.
Mm-hmm.
But again, but we could look these things up. But to a lot of to our ignorance, like we just don't. Like because it's not something that you're privy to or something you're not passionate about. You may not look into that. But even something as simple as like the caterer, you got to eat. The makeup artist, you got to look good. Like you know what I mean. So these are things that people aren't taking into account. So I found an article about the IATSE gearing up for a possible strike. This is in September, last month, September 8th. the IATSE is gearing up for a possible strike against the film and television industry, which would be the first industry-wide strike in the union history. The union and management of the IMPTP will return to the bargain table on Thursday in an effort to reach an agreement on a new film and TV contract in advance of Friday's expiration for their current deal. A strike, if it comes down to that, would be several weeks away. However, the IATSE continues to lay the groundwork for a possible walkout, which includes a text messaging campaign to educate members about the negotiation and what's at stake. So, someone said, our goal is to reach every single one of our members and make sure that they know what's going on in negotiation, where to get more information, and when the moment comes, how to make their voices heard by voting. The union said in their message to members Tuesday night. We don't know what the vote will be, contract ratifications or strike authorization, but we do know it is coming, and we need local members to speak up on large amounts. But in something you mentioned earlier, because you have Netflix, you have Hulu, you have Amazon, and to say that these companies aren't making money is absolute bullshit. Netflix, I think Netflix just upped their price. Hulu definitely just upped their price. Amazon sent a bunch of people into fucking space. So let's not act like they don't have the money to do this.
Exactly.
Or just the human decency to be like, hey, here's a good one. So I'm going through this particular Facebook page, and where they're allowing people, Instagram page, where they're allowing people to talk about some of the things that have happened, but do it anonymously. Pre-call yesterday was 10:42 a.m. Crew call was 12 p.m. Wrap up 5:24 a.m. Just under a 19-hour work day.
The fuck? I really wish they would say what production that was on.
And it's funny because I feel like that industry's petty enough to just fire everybody.
Don't tempt them.
Yeah, and it's like, there'll be other people out there.
I mean, look at John Deere. They had no trouble just putting on inexperienced workers to come and, replace the ones on strike, which is never good.
No.
It's not good at all. And damn, did you hear about the cinematographer who lost their life over some bullshit?
The Alec Baldwin thing that happened last night?
Yeah, they need to shut that entire production down. Like, that movie should be, this is a wrap on that. And hopefully that's what's going on, because this is unnecessary. You remember that, the fucking, stock market scene in Dark Knight Rises?
Yes.
You know how there was, just no blanks or nothing in the gun, they're shooting up the screens or whatever, but you see the little poppers popping off.
Mm-hmm.
I used to make fun of that. I'm like, yo, y'all couldn't afford to shoot some blanks off, but now after this, I'm like, yo, can we just do that now? Or just pay extra to, CGI the shit? There's no fucking reason we should be using blanks.
So I'm looking, just for the people who don't know, I'm trying to find an actual article that's reputable, but that's pretty much impossible.
Mm-hmm. Like those whatever website talking about fourth stimulus checks.
But so what ended up? So for those of you who don't know, there's a movie called Rust. It's supposed to be a western, if I'm not mistaken. Alec Baldwin shot a gun. It was supposed to be a cold gun, I think is supposed to be the term, or however it was. It wasn't supposed to be a gun that had bullets in it, or it was supposed to have blanks. Shot and killed somebody, killed an actor, I believe, on set.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a sad thing, and if I'm not mistaken, the crew kind of walked out on it. Like, we're not gonna fuck with this. The family of
as they should.
The family of Brandon Lee supports the idea of them walking out, and especially considering how their loved one died. So the whole situation is just kind of fucked up, because even if, and I can get into my conspiracy theory bag in a second, but a lot of this could come from mistakes that happen when you're fucking overworked and you're scared to say I can't work because I'm tired. Mistakes will happen when you have people who are working 19 fucking hour shifts. It's not safe for anybody. Especially you know what I mean? Mistakes do happen, and don't get me started. I think that there was a live round put in there to make the crew look bad, so they won't strike. If you want me to be completely honest about it. Like I wouldn't.
Yeah, it is Alec Baldwin. He is a petty bitch.
I wonder if I can make Alec Baldwin a petty bitch and yell. What if iTunes is censor that?
Hey.
Yeah,
Hey.
it's something else, man. Like just please, for the love of Odin, take care of your people. And and to your point earlier, it's not just on the set of movies. This is just work in general. I remember at my old job, like sometimes they'd be mad if like, yo, I can't, like I'm not staying late or I'm not coming in early or so have you. And I would only do it if a friend of mine was like, hey, I really need you to come in and help me out. And I came in and worked because this is somebody that I care about, and they asked me and they were compassionate about everything that's going on. So that's different. But when you're management and you're like, oh, we're short staffed, that's not my fault.
Yeah, you'll be alright.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to say where I work, but there are situations where sometimes you have to think like, oh, are we staffed properly to do the things we need to do? What happens if X, Y, Z happens? Like, occurs? Like, do we have the proper people in place to make sure everybody is safe from top to bottom? And sometimes companies don't really give a shit. And
they really don't.
People will talk about like retail workers, but they still need their clothes. They'll talk about fast food workers, but they're still buying burgers. Like, so you always got something to say. It's just like, well, so yes, they deserve a livable wage. Yes, they deserve to be doing. Yes, they deserve to actually afford to be able to like pay rent and things like that. Now, I'm not saying that someone who's working McDonald's or doing Uber Eats should make the same as like a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, or something like that who's actually having, what I mean, things of that nature. But they should be allowed to live comfortably. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's a whole fucking thing, and it's disappointing that people really don't understand the concept of what's going on and how a lot of these things affect other people. But,
they're the same motherfuckers buying up toilet paper and getting mad at you over a lack of straws at Starbucks. Or if you had your favorite fucking macchiato. Like, just drink some water, bitch. Like, shut up, man. They got enough problems going on. You're not you're not helping the situation.
Like, yo, for real. Like, for the love of Owen, just shut the fuck up. Like, like, it costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to not say anything. Like, if I go into a store and they don't have pork belly, I'm not like, you have this shit all the time. Why do you not have? I'm like, all right, cool. You know what you have again? Like Monday? Cool. I'll see you Monday.
Exactly.
Now,
same motherfuckers complaining about the McFlurry machine. Like, look, you're used to it.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I will absolutely fucking roast them on Twitter. But I'm not gonna go yell at the person who has nothing to fucking do with it. Why am I yelling at you?
Exactly.
You're not the mechanic. You're not the manager.
Exactly.
You're the dude making the shit and taking the money. You don't get paid to yell. I've actually said that I was flipping out on somebody on I won't say their name because they may sue me. Citizens Bank. I called them and they were just and something happened and I'm just like pissed off and I paused and I'm yelling. I paused and I said, I apologize for yelling at you, ma'am. You don't get paid to get yelled at. Can you please transfer me to somebody who does get paid to get yelled at?
That's so nice. I always tell people, look, I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad at your shitty system.
Yeah, and what it comes down to is like, yo, please, leave me the fuck alone. Like, people yelling, oh, God. Working at Star Market when I was a kid. Bagging groceries, just put them in plastic bags. And the rule was, if they want paper and plastic, they have to say something. So, bagging stuff up, the woman said, can you put the stuff in a paper bag and plastic? I said, okay. So, I already had the stuff in a plastic bag. So, I took it from the plastic bag, put it in a paper bag, put the paper bag in a plastic bag.
Nice.
No harm, no foul. Woman was like, you're just going to be lazy? I go, huh? She goes,
lazy, huh?
You're not going to take the stuff out and rebag it? I'm like, it's already bagged. Like, why am I going to take the stuff out to redo that? And so she goes, I make more money than you. I make more money an hour than you do in a week. And I looked at it, I said, but you're spending time yelling at me? And the best part about it was we had a detail cop at the store, and she was laughing at the woman after I said that, and she still was going on. The police officer, she was like, all right, cut it out. Just buy your shit and go. Cause she's like, fuck you yelling at me for? If you make more than I make in a week, in an hour, someone else should be buying it. You shouldn't be shopping. Someone else should be shopping your shit for you. I wasn't making a lot of money, but if I'm making, we'll say, $75 an hour. Like, just say, because I was working part-time. So let's say I make $75 a week. If you're making $75 an hour, someone else should be buying your groceries. And this is back in 96. So if you're making $75 an hour in 96,
Yeah. I hope you missed the payment on your Dodge Neon, bitch.
Oh, fuck you.
My homie in high school had a Dodge Neon. I miss those cars, man.
Shout out to my boy Slump Village. He had a Dodge Neon too. Yo,
that I missed the Scion. You remember the Scion XP?
He had a Scion too. He had a Scion and a Dodge Nissan.
All my DJ friends had the Scion XP. I wanted that shit just for that. Back when I thought I was gonna be a DJ for life. Nope.
Do you still DJ at all?
Hell no, nigga, I'm broke. Like, my record collection's gone. I try not to hold on to anything physical because, I'm still living with my brother and shit. So yeah. Nah, no vinyl. I barely collect Blu-rays and shit. It's like, nah, because I got to be able to pack my shit up and bounce, like, at a moment's notice.
Oh, God, what's the phrase? Never fall in love with something that you can't get rid of in 30 seconds or left. 60 seconds are left when the heat is on you.
Ah, shit. Yeah, we saw what happened to him.
He stood by his word.
Yeah, but I'm like, look, look, we are gonna run away. Goddamn it, A.B. Brenneman, we're going. I'm not going back for Wayne Grove. Fuck that shit. Somebody else will get him. Let's get on this plane. Let's be out. But I guess the ending to Heat would be very terrible if they allowed me to do that.
Can I tell you, I've never sat through that movie. I always try and I always fall asleep.
Man.
But one time, this is funny as hell though. So one time I'm waiting for something, because you know how TNT used to have that weird thing where everything was started like 10:05 or some dumb shit like that. So I happened to be up one day and I'm watching the end of this movie. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And I remember hit the button and said Heat. I'm like, oh, this movie's supposed to be great. So I know the end of it. And I laughed my ass off when I found out what it was. I was like, oh, that's great. Stood by his word.
Man.
So,
now I'm thinking about it. It's like, could they not afford the extra help on the set of Rust or whatever? Because I think about that shootout scene in Heat, which is like one of the best shootouts in cinematic history, and I'm sure they didn't have any issues on that. Like, bunch of trained professionals, everybody's watching this, checking the weapons, blah blah blah. Where the fuck was this on Rust? Or maybe they could have afforded it because most of the money went to Alec Baldwin. I don't know.
You know what, man? I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question, but I honestly do feel that, like, a lot of this is just coming from overworked people. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, let's take you, for example. You're a photographer. If you work a 19-hour shift as a photographer, probably with little breaks and stuff like that, by, we'll say, hour 12, the same kind of effort and images and kind of view of it is going to start to fall. It's going to start to fall because your eyes aren't going to be the same. Like, you know what I mean? And then you may get frustrated and it's like, all right, I just want to be done with this shit. So,
yeah, I mean, I could always walk off the scene if they don't give me any food.
Yeah, but according to some of these, they're not allowed to do it.
Y'all can fuck right off. You better feed me. I got plenty of food up there. I see that shit. Run that drug. Give me that turkey leg.
Yo, I used to the gig I used to work. I used to have I had to wear. It's one of the reasons I hate suit jackets is because I had to wear a suit jacket for as long as I did. So I used to keep. I used to keep like snacks in my pocket, and I used to keep these like, like the 7-Eleven like bag of like cashews and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was sitting there eating them one day. This dude who used to be a tenant in my building, he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm eating cashews." He goes, "You got pocket nuts?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "You got pocket nuts. What the fuck is pocket nuts?" He goes, "You're eating nuts out of a pocket." I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
Don't hate.
They're pocket nuts." And I was just like, "Yeah, they're pocket nuts." And so every so often he'd see me like this, he'd like walk past me, he'd see me doing it, and he would just giggle and shake his head.
Oh shit.
That was my guy, man. He was something else. So.
That reminds me of this job I had working at this. What's the name of that joint? It's a store that was like right next to the border. Like you had to buy the shit and then immediately cross the border. I forgot what kind of store it was, but yeah, they had me working security with the whole suit and everything, standing at like different corners of the store for 12 hours, and I fucking hated that shit. Everybody was so goddamn pretentious.
That shit sounds like ass.
It was, and I was doing this shit as a favor for a friend because it's like his stepdad got me the job.
Man.
It was terrible. None of the employees wanted to fuck. Never mind.
All right.
Let me not go there.
You know somewhere I want to go?
Consensually, folks. Consensually.
You know where I want to go?
Go ahead.
I want to talk about Superman being by and people losing their fucking minds over it. You know what? I'm gonna let you get this off because right after. No, you know what? No, listen. Before we get to that, Dave Chappelle.
Nigga, fuck him.
So, I did a show, my last episode of the Old Man Wade Show, and this is actually the reason I wanted to have you on the show in particular. I knew there was something I didn't write down. It was a Dave Chappelle thing. The last stand-up he did, the closer, it was supposed to be like his swan song to like the stuff going
Netflix
on with
shit.
Netflix shit and all those stuff.
Yeah.
I'm watching it and I'm kind of bored by it. I'm like, this all sounds like rehashed jokes. I cut it off. I was like, I'm cool. I hit up some of my friends and I was just like, hey, just so you know, you're probably gonna be upset about what you're gonna see because of the things he's saying, especially towards the transgender community. Now, I went back and watched it, and I understood his point. And I'm talking to my friends who all happen to be heterosexual, and we were talking about what he said was wrong. A lot of the stuff that we were wondering about was can there be a conversation? Now, I ended by saying that if I have questions about anything regarding the LGBTQ community, I ask. But I'm also fortunate enough to know a lot of people who will let me ask these questions without being judged. Or if I say some homophobic fuck shit, I get called out on it. Like, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
exactly. So I don't even have to ask the next question. Because that's what you're supposed to do. And if you came to me and I wasn't receptive of what you were saying, then now it comes a decision that you have to make. It's like, all right, do I just stop fucking with Mark because he's just, or Old Man Wade, whatever the fuck you want to call me? Do I stop fucking with him because he isn't the person that I thought he was? And so I think it raises. So before I continue, get your shit off about Dave Chappelle, the closer, his comments, all of it. I'm gonna let you go uninterrupted. And you let me know when you're finished.
His whole Netflix series was whack, and I watched the show, like the Chappelle show. That shit ain't really aged well, except for certain skits. Well, let's just say season 3 didn't age well.
Oh, at all? No.
Yeah. Season 2 is still the best, but it's like, oh, okay, guy, chill. But it's funny. I mean, he can say whatever he wants. I don't have to acknowledge the nigga's existence. I mean, he lives on his little farm in Ohio, does a podcast with a fucking colorist piece of shit, and Mos Def. I don't know what to say about Mos Def.
Talib Kweli?
Yeah, like
I'm not shocked by that at all, to be honest with you.
yeah, like you hang out with rich people. Like, really, what the fuck does anything you have to say? It doesn't. I can't resonate with that shit. Same thing with Jay-Z, literally trying to become like Basquiat. Oh, you see the nigga's hair? He's trying to become Basquiat. Man.
I'm aware, but I was like, I will not take any Jay-Z slander. I'm joking. I obviously.
Magna Carta was ass. Okay, I don't
care
about
whoa! Nope. That's another conversation for another time. We can have that conversation another time. But because
I don't want to hear generational wealth rap from rich niggas. I'm sorry. So
okay,
444, get the fuck out of here. But okay, but no,
I can understand that though.
I say it like this. I'm 40. I do not have time to lecture or correct ignorant niggas. And to my straight male homies on Twitter, I'm not gonna say who. Just know that a lot of you niggas were muted when I saw you caping for this transphobic piece of shit. I don't give a fuck. That is, obviously the death of his friend didn't really teach him nothing.
So let's talk about that. That's actually a really good point to bring up with, because on one hand, I get it. Like, the idea of like, his friend dying and due to the unfortunate incident, and like, and mental health is a real thing. However, I always harken back to something that came up during the the Terrorist Act earlier this year, where one of the terrorists, because we're going to call them exactly what they are, somebody was like, well, he can't be racist because he has a black wife. I'm like, that don't mean a fucking thing. Let's be completely honest about that. People have been fetishizing black people since before we were slaves. We were a fetish. So
just ask the homie who's currently running AEW.
It is so disappointing because his pops was that dude too. But so then you have these situations where So this is one of the other things I said on the podcast was, I'm not gonna knock anybody for feeling a certain way about it. Who the fuck am I to tell you not to be offended by that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I was offended by some shit that was said, and someone says, well, you shouldn't feel like that, it's like, whoa, who the fuck are you to tell me how I should feel about something? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, I don't knock anybody for feeling like fuck Dave Chappelle or anything like that. That's your God-given fucking right. Like, you know what I mean? So, I don't have an issue with that at all. I do think that he had a point when saying the internet is not a real place.
You know how many hotep ass niggas was quoting that? Yeah, Twitter's not a real place. Yet your ass is on here.
Yeah.
Quoting that tweet. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Oh, it is a real place.
It is and it isn't.
In terms of the friends I've met, I'll put it that way. Like, in terms of the people I've met, that's what makes it real to me. I met some pretty cool ass motherfuckers I call family.
I met you online.
Wink, wink.
I met you online. I met my homegirl Stephanie online. I met
Stephanie.
Homegirl Charmaine online. Like,
Charmaine. No favoritism though.
Huh?
No, like, hey, Charmaine. No favoritism though.
Like, but those are relationships that I honestly own, that I cherish. Me and Brandon were talking about this, about how we don't necessarily talk every day, but like when we do talk, we connect. So for me, so I agree, the internet is a real place. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a real place because I know with the way my mental health works, sometimes I just need a break. So I just back the fuck off. You took a little Twitter sabbatical for a little while.
Dog, I was about to delete my shit for the second time, but came back like a week later, like, I can't. So this is what Too Short meant. I can't stay away.
Every time I get out, they pull me right back in.
Exactly. It's my favorite word, nigga.
Oh, well, yeah. So like, I get it and I don't, but I the one thing I will not do is I'm not going to tell anybody how to feel, and I think that's the part that everyone's missing. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you can you can enjoy something that somebody did and not understand why another group of people may feel differently about it. And I honestly think it's that simple. But like, if, for example, I thought the stuff he said in one of his other comedy specials was infinitely worse. Like he was using
Mm-hmm.
the f bomb with impunity. I'm like, yo, this is kind of uncomfortable now. Like, I get you're trying to make a point, but you made the point the first time you said it. You didn't need to put so much emphasis and vigor onto it. And so like,
Mm-hmm.
and so when people get upset about it, I'm like, yeah, I get it, because there are certain comedians that I stopped listening to because I just didn't really fuck with them in the way they were saying. I was like, I'm not gonna go slander them on Twitter because I don't give
What's the point?
yeah, I don't really give a fuck about it. But if someone says, well, I'm gonna do it on Twitter, I'm like, that's fine. But just remember that you know freedom of speech. There's a difference between freedom of speech and freedom of consequence. And know that Twitter is a place where people run around like it's the wild fucking west, and they're going to be assholes.
Exactly. So y'all can say whatever the fuck you want. Just know that deep in my heart, I'm going to tell you quickly to suck my dick from the back.
Why is that phrase always so goddamn funny to me?
Oh, but they're annoying. They annoy you, don't they? I thought you found Deezus and Mero annoying. You shouldn't like that phrase because they're annoying.
Oh, just because
Remember?
well,
You
you
said
gotta
they're annoying.
they are annoying. But let's also be and like I said, the tagline of this show is "I'm happy in my hypocrisy."
Uh, hey, same,
Like
same,
I'm aware of who I am. Like, you know what I mean. So
same.
um,
I'm just a goofy ass non-binary person who loves Ben Affleck's Daredevil movies, both of them,
I,
openly.
I like Daredevil. I couldn't stand fucking Elektra. That was Elektra as a giant.
Oh, yeah, we don't talk about that. Yeah.
So thankfully, no. It's actually kind of good because my homegirl just said something about what's going on, and she said about the. I'm sorry, I just want to make sure that I got the acronym right because I don't want to like misquote them.
What, Nambla?
Fuck you. The IATSE. I want to make sure that I get it right. She goes, I just hope this doesn't become a witch hunt for Alex Head, and understand that this is not very different from the Sarah Jones story. Otherwise, do you need any clarification on anything? Oh, we talk in our own language, and it's important that the vernacular is right. So please, like, you know what I mean? Like this. So that's the other thing. Like, 'cause this may not be Alec Baldwin's fault. Like, you know what I mean? So, and I think that they're going to be looking for a scapegoat. I do, like I said, in my conspiracy theory bag, I truly believe that this is just a way for them to put this on the creators, or as you said, the lifeblood of the studios, and make them the outliers. So that's just my 2 cents. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
And to the Dave Chappelle thing, before we get into the topic that I really can't wait to get in on, um, everyone, just listen to people. Just listen to each other. Be kind to each other. Don't be a dick. It costs you nothing to agree to disagree. And if you really don't fuck
Yeah.
with someone, just stop fucking with them. It's really not like, you know what I mean. Like, and if you get to a point where someone's just like, well, I just can't fuck with you anymore. If you feel that you are 100% right in the situation, and you feel that like this is just a decision that has to be made, make that fucking decision. Ain't a damn thing wrong
Nah.
with that. You do what you need to do. If you need to back the fuck off, then back the fuck off. Like, your peace is more important than people will give you. So
Yeah. I mean, you're right, but at the same time, we should definitely bully motherfuckers who say you should see Dune in the theater.
see dude in the theater.
Yeah.
Oh, like Chappelle.
No, I just wrote my own joke. It's all good.
Oh,
I'm tired of critics saying you should see certain movie in the theater knowing
Oh
damn well
no, man.
we're
Look,
the never-ending pandemic.
no, dog, I'm not. No. I haven't been to the theater since Harley Quinn. Since Birds of Prey.
Damn, I got to see that for free. You know, I miss being in film school, and I'm getting tired of them sending me emails for all the movies I could have watched, like in advance. Like, could you please stop sending me those emails unless you're gonna send me some student loan money to go along with it? Because I just
Yeah.
if anybody would have give me 20 G's, that'd be great. Oh yeah, that's just for halftime, like a semester, like 10 G's just to take like a couple classes.
And dude, don't get me started on how school can be necessary, but it's also a scam.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, it's a fucking scam.
School is a necessary scam.
Film school is a scam. I will admit that it is a fucking scam. But I was mainly going to, get the student aid money, get some experiences, buy equipment, which I didn't do at all.
So we're gonna move on to our last topic, and I have so eloquently called it: Superman is bi and Dean Cain is irrelevant.
Man.
Fuck Dean Cain.
Man.
Like, dude, no one gives a shit about you. No one has given a shit about you. You were Superman 2 decades ago. You're not even in the top 2 Superman of all time. You will continue to go down the list as time goes on, and as more actors and actresses come out. You will eventually be left off of this list forever. And to quote Troy from Achilles from Troy, no one will remember your name.
He hurt dude's feelings when he told him that, man. That's why no one will remember you. Like, damn, man.
Yeah, dude,
Nigga, you took one in the ankle. I don't want to hear anything from you.
Yo, I hate it. Okay, you know what? I'm not. Okay, no. Staying on topic. Yo.
I don't care what people say. I love Troy, man. I love that movie.
Troy's in my top 10 movies. One of my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, but yeah. I'd be more worried about my show getting blown out by a CW show. Like, they're not even acknowledging your Superman and Lois anymore. That the real one is took over. There could be only one. Like, your head got chopped off.
He became
like you're done.
Oh, even funnier
fucking
about
Clark McLeod of the Clan McLeod.
Oh, even funnier about that shit, the fact that when they do the crossovers, they don't bother to call you. They don't need you.
Hell nah. Hey, they'll get Terry Hatcher first before you, nigga.
So they had a character that's playing another character play Superman.
Yo, they brought one of the evil exes back and didn't call you. They let him replace Superman and like, nah, we good on Dean Cain.
He's like, you support who? Nah, we're cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
fuck Hercules too.
Oh, fuck that. Oh god, fuck him too. So for those of you who may not know or haven't heard about it, Superman's son is bisexual. The issue actually came out not even a week from when we're recording now. And people lost their collective fucking mind. When me and my best friend found out about that, I was like, ooh, they gonna be mad.
I love it.
And so a bunch of people have asked me, like, how do I feel about it? I always say the same thing. I said representation is important as long as it's not done for selfish reasons. To me, it's really just that simple. If you have a character and it makes sense in the continuity, and you're going to do something that helps representation, then I am always going to be for it. However, if you're doing this shit disingenuously, please don't. I'd rather no representation than fucked up representation. Making Clark Kent's son, who is now Superman, so all you people saying he's not really Superman, he's Superman. Get the fuck over it. He's Superman now. making him bisexual or gay or however you call it, it made sense to me. I'm like, okay, he's living in a world like he left this world, grew up somewhere else, fell in love or fell in like or fell in lust or however you want to call it. He was raised by two people who have always told him to be accepting of who he is in other cultures. So when it was time for him to really love somebody, it didn't matter what the fuck they had in their pants. He just loved somebody or he liked somebody.
Exactly.
It don't really make a fucking difference. And to quote my boy Super Woke Hobby, he was just like, he goes, realistically, we're all pansexual. He goes, it's just the problem is that like the social, he was like the social norms of people now have gotten to the point where it's just like, it's not, it's like people just don't want to acknowledge it. And I was like, it was like, yeah. And like when he said that, it made so much damn sense to me. Because it's like, cause it's right. Like, it's funny. Like, we joke, me and my buddies joke about my love of Ryan Reynolds. Right? But
No, I get it.
But it's also, I mean, how could you not? So, but there's a thing. But like, it's also to a point where it's like, I'm secure enough in my sexuality where I can find another man attractive and not want to fuck him. Like, you know what I mean? It just, for me, it doesn't work like that. However, if it worked for somebody else, why does it matter? Like, you know what I mean? I never understood, like, and again, this is coming from a person who's made a lot of mistakes in his life. I've been on the wrong side of the F word when it was okay to, when it was like, excuse me, when it was quote unquote okay to say it because you lived in the hood. And
oh Lord.
And look, I still feel like an asshole for the shit that I said back when I was a kid. But one thing I will continue to do is do my best to learn and educate myself on the things that are going on. So hopefully I won't make these same mistakes again. It's called maturity, it's called growth, it's called understanding. Now, back to Superman being gay. What are your thoughts on it?
Hey, I'm with it.
Excuse me, bisexual.
It's all good. I wasn't gonna read the comic verse because I'm like, hey, that's cool. But I just kept, like, the cover just kept popping up all over Twitter wherever I went. It's like, fuck it. And I don't think I've ever read any Superman comics in the past. I'm like, fuck it. This will be my entry into that. So that's cool. Like, I'm not mad at that. I mean, the motherfuckers didn't have a problem seeing Batman go down on Catwoman, so it's like, what the fuck?
So did you actually? I haven't read the book yet. Did you?
I haven't either. Like, I just got him the other day.
So let me know what you think about it. I'm not a really big fan of Superman's kid. I do like him when he's with Damian Wayne, but like in terms of like him, it's kind of like, eh. But again, I don't know enough about him to say yes or no. So maybe I'll go back and read it now. I may or may not. I've also had to cut back on a lot of comic books. So I may.
Who you telling?
So you know what I mean. I may or may not. It may not make the cut. But I will be the first person. I wrote an article for my best friend's website, blackrabbit.com, about that. And one of the comments I made when I was like, somewhere right now, Boosie Badass is upset and has no idea why.
Fuck that dude.
Yeah. Fuck him with
like
fuck him with an
you got
dick.
Exactly. Like, you got a sex worker to fuck your underage son. So, like, I don't want to hear shit from you, dude. You should be in jail for that, by the way.
Absolutely.
But, you know, well, that's the world we live in. Bag a teacher, nothing will happen to you. Unless it's the other way around.
No fucking comment. So, how do you feel?
Exactly.
So, I want to get keep on the whole idea of representation and things like that. Has there ever been a time where a character was someone who like represented you, whether it be your sexual orientation, or just like you as a black person, where you were just kind of like you didn't?
Miles.
Wow.
Right off the bat. And I don't know if they made good on that. I remember when they were talking about, oh, he's gonna be bi. Like, all right, that's cool, but I don't know if they ever acted on that. I was just happy I got a fucking Spider-Man who kind of looked like me, even though he's like half
Puerto Rican
black.
And black.
Yeah. Which ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, I'm not mad at that.
I remember them saying that he might be bi. I don't know if it happened. Now the funny thing about it was someone asked me how I felt about it. I said if it makes sense and they do it properly, I'm all for it. It was like when Iceman came out. I said, oh, that makes sense. It makes perfect sense to me that Iceman's gay. Like he's never been secure in himself, and it's funny that now that he has come out, he's become a much better character. His powers have seemed to increase, but it's also a situation where you have a creative team that took a character, added to it. I don't want to say changed it, because if he's gay, then technically, even though he's a fictional character, he's always been this way. But now that he's more comfortable, he's become better with his powers. But his personality remained the same. Now, if they made Iceman gay, and then he stopped making jokes, and he just became this like super depressed Batman character, I'd be like, this is dumb. Don't change the core of the character. So like things like that are kind of like meh. But I also love that apparently the colorist for the new Superman, I guess, is homophobic. So they had somebody else recolor the covers, or recolor the comic in general. Maybe it may have just been the cover, but I don't know. But
God damn!
I fucking love it.
Why the fuck do you have a job still?
He may not, because this is happening a lot with. This is, again, another one of the reasons why sometimes the internet is a wonderful place, because when you have things like that and you say things that aren't okay or just intolerant, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
But yet, homeboy who runs Marvel Comics still has a job.
Who?
Is he like the CEO or the editor-in-chief? Right, I think he's the editor-in-chief.
And Marvel?
Yeah, motherfucker used to pretend to be Japanese back in the day. And he wants people to forget about that shit. I forget. I don't know if he's still... Is he? I don't know if he's still like the editor-in-chief. I forget.
I don't remember exactly how that went. I feel like I should know about this, but I can't remember. So, I bring that up, and this is also something funny. There was on the internet, on the interwebs, there was a whole thing called, it was a Milkshake Gate, which was the dumbest fucking thing ever.
Milkshake Gate?
Alright, you ready?
What the fuck is that?
I'm trying to find the actual article, and I'm hoping
Milkshake Gate?
Yeah, it's a whole
Y'all motherfuckers just love putting gate at the end of everything.
Oh, this is stupid. Trust me, I'll tell you. So, Make My Milkshake or Make My Milkshake refers to a Twitter hashtag in which people showed support for the female Marvel Comics editor who was subjected to sexist attack online after she posted a picture of her and her co-workers getting milkshake. Yes, that is what that came from.
What the fuck?
So on July 28th, 2017, Marvel Comics Heather Antos tweeted a selfie of her and her son McCarthy getting milkshakes. Antos captioned it, it's the Marvel Milkshake Crew. Fabulous flow. The post was shown below, which I can't show you because, this is not a visual podcast. So days after the photo, the tweet received some apparent negative attention, with users claiming that the milkshake photo was an explanation of politicizing comic books and superhero stories, causing a decline of quality.
They just wanted a fucking milkshake. What the hell?
Oh,
like,
man.
if I'm a writer for DC and I go get a hot dog, I'm not talking about the state of the world, bitch. I just want a chili dog. Like, what the fuck is going on?
People are idiots, is what it comes down to.
That is true.
It's
not that deep.
It really is not that serious. One of my coworkers laughs every time she wants to ask me a question. She goes, "Oh, sorry to bug you." I'm like, "It's not that serious." Every time I say that, she giggles because like I don't really like. We're at work. Like, ask all the fucking questions you want. Like, people.
I mean, go ahead, bro. Sorry.
People just want to be. I honestly do feel that people just want to be mad.
They're just mad at the wrong shit. They need to be mad at Winter Schnitzels for putting chili on top of mac and cheese.
Huh?
Yeah, like Winter Schnitzel has like chili mac and cheese. I'm like, yo, chill.
That just sounds like a whole day of me in the bathroom, and I'm all for it. That sounds awful. It sounds disgusting, and I want every part of it. So I'm gonna admit how terrible that sounds. Alright, but I had a chili cheese dog burger from Tasty Burger, and that shit cleared up my hangover instantly.
Wait. Chili cheese dog burger.
Yes.
That sounds terrible. I will take 2.
Yes. See?
Oh my goodness.
All right, I gotta end this. Show. Thank you for joining, everyone, for listening. I want to shout out Dee Dee Sweets.
Thank you.
Tell everyone where they can find you if you want them to find you.
Twitter, hey Dee Dee Sweets. That's hey DEEDEE Sweets. If you want to check out my photographs, go to IG and look up We Shoot Classics Fam. I would give out my personal IG, but no. Twitter or that IG. That's pretty much it. And as far as shows and everything, nah, I don't do that anymore. No.
Like, yeah,
and you can't find them either. I deleted them all.
Fuck all y'all.
Exactly. No, not really. Well, some of y'all. Never mind. I ain't gonna get into that.
I get some moves. I'm just kind of like, all y'all can all suck a bag of unwanted dicks.
Exactly.
So, there's something I wanted to do, and a buddy of mine, we've had these random conversations about like sex acts and things of that nature and fetishes. Now,
oh shit.
Here's one for you. It's called hierophilia. That's HEIROPHILIA. Is a fetish for religious or sacred objects. The fetish includes masturbation or penetration with a cross, Bible, or church pew. It can also include performing sexual acts or play in the places of worship in a house of worship, altars, or confessional booths. It is a fetish that is not talked about, much obvious for reasons. However, sex and religion have been around since the beginning of time, with stories like Adam and Eve, the Book of Solomon, and the debauchery that was Sodom and Gomorrah. Sex and religion have also been part of the pop culture, with Madonna's controversial videos for Like a Prayer, Lady Gaga's Judas and Alejandro video, or Gaga dressed as a nun being spanked by designer Gucciere, who is dressed as a priest for their photo shoot. Lil Nas X giving Satan a lap dance in his Call Me By Your Name video. I can go on. Even now, people still dress up like naughty Catholic schoolgirls, slutty nuns, dirty priests to fulfill a fantasy. This fetish is a lot more popular than people will openly admit, but it is out there. So now you have a name for it. There you go. I'm going to start doing these randomly on my shows. I'm like, hey, so did you ever hear about this? Hey, have you heard about this?
Shit.
Alright, so thank everybody for listening. This has been the Old Man Wade Show. I want to thank Dee Dee Sweets for actually
thank you.
doing the show. I want to thank you for
I mean, if you just like apostrophe EM, that works too.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Thank you. And it's funny because because in my head I'm not saying him, I'm saying M. Like, thank him. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for dealing with my flakiness. And
it's not flakiness, man. You had shit going on, and I don't have shit to do, so it's all good. I don't mind waiting, man.
All right, man. All right, Smokey, I'm getting off this thing.
Oh my God, whatever.
Yo, all right, everyone, be kind to each other. Peace. Hey, what's up, everybody? So I actually just saw something. I was actually looking for some images on this, and apparently, the colorist of this particular Superman said, "I'm tired of this bullshit. Colorist on Superman comic quits over decision to make Man of Steel bisexual and fucking nonsense decision to scrap Truth, Justice, and the American Way slogan." A colorist who helps produce DC's Superman comics says he was quitting over decision to make the Man of Steel bisexual in a change to the iconic comics patriotic slogan. Fuck this guy's name announced that he was quitting his position on a YouTube live stream with fellow former DC Comics worker Fuck That Person's Name on October 13th. The outgoing colorist, who says he'll serve out his contract with DC before leaving, said in the podcast, "I'm tired of this shit." Which, you know, hey, I hate to break this to you. There are gay and bisexual and all sorts of other people across the world. So, fun fact for you, dude, go fuck yourself. Now the show's ending.